guys, I'm Daniel Rosi and I welcome you to my channel. I am Pobadimu, the advocate of Idlozi, and thank you so much for choosing to view this video. Welcome to another part of my story, my spiritual journey. Well, this is the much anticipated part 4. I'm actually laughing because I didn't think that actually, a lot of you would relate to my story and a lot of you would actually enjoy my story. To me, it's actually, nothing of amusement, and because it is my story. But I'm so grateful for the feedback and the appreciation that you are showing towards the channel, and we've also backed ourselves new subscribers. So the family is growing because we are indeed a family, because we cry together and we laugh together. So let us continue. So from the last video, 2014 was very eventful for me. It was very eventful. It was a spindi uyabilala. What am I saying? It was a spindi uyabilala, spindi uyabilisa type of year, but I managed to survive that. So coming to 2015 now, towards the end of 2014, that's when I met this newfound boyfriend of mine, and it was more of a type of, I want to heal from my situation, so let me just keep busy, because I'm one of those people that I get bored easily. My attention span is very limited. So in this case, or at this instance that I was in, I was just didn't want to idle around, be single, be lonely, etc. So towards the end of the year, finished writing my finals for the year. I did fairly okay because it was a very turbulent year, but the results I produced at fan, being life-wise, but I could balance, that when it comes to, my school. So the guy that I was supposed to meet up, he stood me up on our first date, and he stood me up on our second date. Little did I know that guy is AWOL because of X, Y, and Z. So I was like, okay, cool, calm and collected. Maybe this is a sign, or maybe is that boyfriend again playing his dreams. So life went on, and then I think towards November, December, when I had to pack and go back home, then the guy miraculously showed up. I was like, baby girl, I am here, and I was like, okay, it is nice to see you. Let us now see what life brings. So then I was a very spontaneous person. I believed in what is, we need to get to each other. If we vibe, then let's push, bruh. So I started dating this guy, and I really loved his energy. He was a very different person compared to who I was, and to him, being jazzy, Elisha, fresh, because he was like going in the hood and telling people, yo, I have a girlfriend, or and so I was that trophy girlfriend, and it was funny until it got annoying and toxic, but it was exciting for me because at least I got my mind off thing. That December, actually, it was a fun December because ngahlangana ne-groovist basically, and mina ngangasese that much of a groovist because, but the ngahlangana ne-groovist, and the relationship carried on and then we stepped into 2015. Little did I know that 2015 is going to show me the flames. So I then had to go back to school and carry on where I left off. So I had to move from the flat I was staying in I forgot the street. But in Jebengu, Sunny side. So I moved to more of independence instead of sharing like that race situation. I now moved to an independent flat. So I moved to what was a flat by Jorison, I think. That was a standalone flat that I moved into. And before I moved into that, ngahlala kwelinye flat by Lades, down there by if you know these main streets of Sunnyside, Itamboti, like I would see it like it would be a view for me. So I moved to a flat there. The flat was rather offered to us by someone that was a family friend of ours. Like, no, I was staying in Pretoria, so there's a flat. I was like, woohoo! So I moved into that flat, and when I moved into that flat, it was okay, nothing out of the ordinary. So I stayed there, but the only thing that annoyed me, it was a 3-bedroom flat, so I was staying there most of the time alone. And when I got there, I'm a cockroach. Ngayicleana leya flat because that OCD part of me would not allow me to sleep while you're sleeping. Like there was this curtain I found there. I don't know what that thing is called, but that curtain was just full. I remember the first day I moved in. The second day, from A to Z. I was literally walking to ShopRite, getting things, pesticides, whatnot, coming back. I literally spent close to 3 days until I am that person when I'm in a space or in an area, ngifuna kunuke mina, kube isent yami, and ibe yimi nje indawo. So I literally didn't have much. My mom gave me a TV, it's Gopulesi, because I was using that in the previous flat, so I took that with me. I had a fridge with me, I had oh no, I didn't take a couch. The couch that I also found there, they said no, you can have the couch. When I came the previous year to tell the people that I'm going to be moving in, they left their couch. The couch had sperm. The couch had cockroaches. So you can imagine. So I had to clean. Clean, and I had a big bedroom where go bright, everything ihamba kahle. So then things continued gradually, and I made a friend that's Ntombi, and I don't know what happened to her actually, but yeah, we met along those lines. So then ngale area bengihlala kuyo, if you know Sunnyside Life, there is a lot of sex working, students, people that are legend dala bebahlala khona. So I would now start to feel and see things. Remember, I'm in a 3-bedroom flat. I'm using the 1 bedroom, the other 2 bedrooms are still open. So what happened is that so the flat lady that was a bit of a watching distance. There was a flat that I would see that was opposite me. So gang the curtain, but the window was too big, for the living area. So like when I watch TV, how I didn't have DSTV, so I would watch Tane TV and the usuals, So when I would be watching TV, there would be that particular flat in that building that I would see someone waving at me. And this thing would happen ebusuku, but I would see someone waving at me because what's happening. No, there are people staying there. I would see someone waving at me through the curtain. How? Waving? Why are you waving at me? Maybe no, it's another student, but hi, abantwana, maybe baby benzino, whatever. But this person would be waving, a male structure, waving. We are one of Tunzi when it gets in one material, lacy, but you see someone waving at you. How I get at a light lentolena. Amalanga ham and Jano Mangising Bega. 1 minute I would just be like, because then I was saying I was a smoker, but saying Bema. I didn't know why, but I had this urge to smoke. There was no smoker ekaya. The only smoker was my uncle, and why was Bemelizol, but he died a long time ago. So I had an urge now to smoke, so I was now smoking cigarettes. So I would smoke on the window. So I would see this guy. Hey man, this person is busy greeting me. No, I probably isn't. When we would like umlilo wasawehlile phela, mawusojola in a new relationship, awusahambi as often, you no longer want to see the messes, and remember life had changed by then. So Untom was like, no, let us let's go chill every now and then. But I'll be like, Untombu's life was a bit busy. She was busy, So I would like, once in a while. So when I would go downstairs, she'd see me greeting people. I couldn't nobody went po, went po, couldn't nobody went po. And I'll be like, no, I'm greeting this guy that just came in. Which guy that came in? Hi man, are you drunk? We'd walk out. Must figure ngaphandle. I'd tell her, you see this lady standing over there. I'd actually speak to this lady that she doesn't see. Gitsi, the lady, I remember, she was wearing a red dress and red shoes. She had on a very scruffy wig, but she was telling me that she's cold and she wanted to smoke. And I was telling her that no, I'm out of cigarettes. Maybe we could, go to the shops quickly because the scaga hambisli moto. Then get, Untombi would be looking at me like there was no one out there because that day wayehlika ngangimshiye emuva so makaphuma ungithola I'm having a serious dialogue, and she says, Mpho, khawuyeke lento ibhemayo, what is wrong with you? Hi, maybe something is honestly wrong with me. Don't you see this lady standing here? And she said no. But this question would bother me. What's happening? Am I really, starting to see things? So our relationship, it started being toxic. It started getting out of hand. And obviously, when you add Idlozi to the mix, isn't that really going to be that bad, So things were toxic between me and Ugai. Like, say, it's still best say 6. Basically, man, just see 3. But basically, papa, but not, So the relationship was toxic because the toxicity started around Jan when I was about to leave, young understander. So I gradually we are trying to mend things, and when I'm reiterating, she's saying when poor toxic and I'm reiterating, but she would not understand because mina generally I am a lover. Ming tanda, yeah, tanda. I don't hold any reservations back. So the relationship kept on going, school kept on going. Then he was like, no, I'm having, troubles, I remember when I went to first visit him. And the crazy thing that happened. So Mangsegi, I would not sleep a beautiful, peaceful sleep. I would see things, I would hear things. And I would tell him that, my guy, something is not okay. And he'd be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But, he'd be just, push it out of the way. But he took Izinto's sin too seriously. So to a point whereby he was having his personal altercations in Impilo, and this other day, was like, no, let's drive out. So I just want to pass by there, and then 5 minutes so no worries, he will pass by. Like, what do I have to do? Please forgive me when I'm all over the place. I'm trying to scram as much as I can because I'm moving with the chapters as I'm moving with the years. All right, forgive me. So we went to go see Ubaba. So I'm chilling there in the car, minding my own business, busy on Facebook. And he comes out, from Ubaba. Ubaba's like, oh, and he comes out and he's like, and I'm like, yeah, what do you mean? I'm a born again, tongue speaking Christian, tongue filled Holy Spirit. I received the Lord as my Savior. Greater is He than he that is in the world, than he that is eateth the barb. And I was like, yazingibuya ubaba ungitshela ungibuza ukuthi ngihamba nobani, ngiyamtshela ukuthi ngihamba nomuntu engiphilisana naye, umuntu wami, because mina ngithe kumfazi wami. So I like, okay. And he's like, ubaba uthi lo muntu engihamba naye unamadlozi and mela yothwasa. Ngithi ini ngasale ngijayisa angijayezi mina usungijayisa ngenyanga yakho. Ngilingisho ngijayisa ngenyanga yakho. Why usungena ungene ngaphansi cream yami ngenyanga yakho? Bese right ne, but salwa that day. Silwela lento leyo. Hayi ngabona ukuthi no, like ngathi history is repeating itself. So lapha Pretoria, I found someone to stay with, some Nigerian couple. No, it was a Nigerian couple and some other people, but it didn't work. So I think after first semester, I moved to another flat. And then I stayed with other girls. I don't know how that situation came about because Leo Maleo Ngagi Kipa in that flat was ridiculous. But I moved to somewhere else where I was staying with a group of girls, and it was just awkward. But my mom was like, yo, yazin nyamezela, because now finances at home were just turning ugly. And Nami, I was trying to get some part-time jobs, even, at school, but nothing was just manifesting itself. Then I was trying to focus more on the modeling. Gutsi, at least izinto zami must try to speak up on that side, but nothing was manifesting. So from that situation of me trying to avoid, izinto zasekhaya, right, I agreed to go back on my second semester back to Pretoria and stayed with those girls. So bona beba toxic, beba phila nabantu babo, and it was just those type of situations. How student life can be. But I was like holding on for dear breath, Uguti, let me just try Uguti up until what. Now things started escalating. Being a seko right, no, I couldn't think as a hambi right, but I couldn't pinpoint what exactly it was, but I knew that, something is not from being good, it's not from being good. So by God's grace, I managed to locate another flat that was in a Joyston or Johnston. I don't know if it's Strat. So that one was a bachelor. I was like, woohoo, back to independence again. So I found that flat and I moved. Woo! From there to there, I moved, and then ngahlala peacefully. So lapho bekungcono, I was closer to the spa. I was closer to Begui Rights nje. I was just there. And then now I could, focus on my education. I focused because Inkani I'm not going back at Davidson because I enjoy life at Pretoria. Even if it means in Zolala, Emma toilets, I will honestly do that. So life went on, then school went on, then my second semester went on. Then izinto zangasahambi kahle. Zangasahambi kahle bathandekayo. Mase ngihlala ngiyi-1, sengiyabona ukuthi manje there's something wrong, because guy would come visit me about every now and then, and etc. So I was trying to actually, nami ngihasile in my own way to get some guap, to push things and understand, and also live a life. So he was thinking that maybe ngachita, ngiyajola, or I'm having. The good thing was that guy loya bese ngimkhohliwe. But all of a sudden, I was now starting to dream more. Amaphupho lawo amanzi now started coming back. I then started to dream of Ugai, wami, sengimtshela ngithi I dreamt of 1 2 3, but singamtsheli the full story because ngagithi is this history repeating itself? I do not want to find myself in the state. Until one fateful day, I went to visit Ugai back home. I go to visit the guy, and by that time Naibesega Muvilegi was staying at his own place. And then how I visit Ugai, Besbuya Enkwarini Gumunandi says Buzela Masabana wetu jiggy out of the blue. Bengenze any hairstyle, being tada ma afro yabo. Jiggy out of the blue, we're laughing. In the car. And he's asking me, and then when's I now? And I'm like, and the Ukala logo was wanting me guti me said. So magaikaza ugai situation uti utrine ngikhala. Then all of a sudden he heard a deep umbodla angawazi. Mina papa maganje ngileli cause around closer to the complex begune roundabout. So he parked his car lapho ku roundabout. Imagine isibuke singaka. Uphake icar lapho ku roundabout. Ngilele phansi estradini, ngiphaphama uyakhala uphethe ifone yakhe. How? Wenzakalani? Baby. Ukhuluma lana and ungitshela ngokukhuluma ngokuthi ubalumama ngazo ubani bani. I'm like, malumako, what the fuck? Uthini? Yazini, kangazi mama ke kwenzakalani efonini? Mama. I had a nickname, I had a pet name that they were calling me. So he was reiterating the story that X, Y, and Z did 1 2 3, I don't know. So his mom was like, no, ngicela ukuthi uzuzongibona kusasa. I didn't know. And he gives me the phone. His mom's like, Dimpo, all right. I'm like, right, mom. I'm not going to you feel those vibes. So he carries me into the car. He carries me into the car. We go inside the complex and we are now inside the bedroom and he's asking me, what is happening? And he's saying, I got less into the now. He was, not taking Sahamba now because if what is gonna happen? It's no Nami, I don't know what's happening, yabo. It's a first. So but what I remember what happened was that okay. Then amalanga ahambe. I went to the mom, explained her, and she was like, maybe, maybe uyobuzisa egini, but ekhaya ngabajeli. Ngingakhulumi nix ngithi zup umlomo wami ngithi uyofanayo by the tuna. Anyeke nje ukhulume nje izinto ezinje. Hi, amahamba malanga. So this other day we are driving. So sasihamba ebusuku mina no boyfriend at that time. How? In the car, I see a man sitting emuva. Cause ngibona kuphi? La esipilini. You understand? Ngangehlise this thingy, I don't know what you call this mirror, le elana. So, but ngashia this part evulekile. So I saw a man sitting there. And I tell him, kunomuntu la emuva, and he's like, hi, I'm like, no, there's someone actually la emuva. No, ngithi kuye lo muntu engimbonayo usona so athi kimi hey awuyeke lezinto zakho kamisa imoto yabona uyaqala uthema kamisa imoto yaqala imove uthi nje ubone i-week nje seyitanta ku dashboard wabathe bathi uyangibamba sengiyileyo type leyo malala and he's like so yena shem beka understand nyana yabo shem skepsel sakathixo beka understand nyana I'm a man. But now the funny thing was that besing warisha every time mang papa he tells me ukuthi it's his uncle or his great granddad that was speaking through me. So I would get alarmed. Ngathi no, ngathi khona into engahambi kahle, ngathi you know what? Mhlambe asambe siye kulo baba wakho because why unjalo ukhuluma abantu bakini? Didn't you give me something? Seqala lama insecurities lawa engawathola ku first relationship. I think no, why would I do that? Sasambe vele siye kuyo baba. Sihlale couple of days sihambe siye kubaba, masifike kubaba. Ubaba angayinokuya le. Angayinokuya le athi wena unamadlisi wena. So namele uyothwasa wena. Unesikhwama wena. And uhlusha amadlozi manje. Mawuthanda ngakuthatha kufake manje uthwasi. Ngithi hayibo, ngathi seninayo amanye ama plots manje sibafuna ukungi-abduct abangithwasise. Baba ngitshela athi hayi wena nomadlozi and amtshela ukuthi atshela ugayi ukuthi lo ulethelwa amadlozi. Nihlanganiswa amadlozi nina. Ukuze izinto zakho ziqonde. Nawo umuntu ozokusisa uphethe ikhiya because abantu bakibo bamnikeza ikhiya. Hayibo! Mio 22 there. I was given a key. I had to open someone else's life because now of my grandma. I was shocked. I was sitting there like this. I was looking at the poems he was reading, and deep down I was saying, fire, 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 you demon. And I started praying more. But I felt defeated. That's why all of this is happening now. Why now? At the prime of my life. I would now start hearing things. When I'm alone in the flat, and then I understand when I'm looking at a person, I would hear someone tell me, "Has no so." Be like, "Gazengi avoid ngokamba nge-public transport, but bengizothini anginamoto." Obviously kumele ngigibele ama-taxi, but it would get that bad ukuthi angisathandi ukuba sebantwini, even impilo yasebusuku bese ingihlula. That time ku relationship yami kwenzakalani kunje buyanyiwa masibonana sikati ninja. We loved each other, but it was toxic. It was very toxic to the point of physically toxic, emotionally toxic. You understand? But ngihlale nginyamezela ngithi ngiyobekezela because the lover in me was like, kuzondlula. Ndlula ini unyakela. That time besingithi mangizibheke esipilini vele ngizibone nje ngathi ngomunye, you understand? Ay buyele mina esikolweni ngihambe ngelinye ilanga no girl untombi sizikhipha siseklabhini putsu. I remember ngangibuvuzile lelo langa lelo. I went into to the bathroom ngithi ngiyabhema. So yazi listen to those bathroom moments most emgruveni ukuthi you just become sober. You just sober up. Vele ucabange inkinga zakho, ucabange abamashonisa abakolodayo, ucabange your date of birth and your ID number and how you were conceived. Like you think of all these things. So I started thinking, ngimile lapha and ngizithele ngamanzi esibukweni. Because one thing I remember, I looked at the mirror, and when I looked at myself, my reflection was that of an old woman staring at me like this. Hayi thatha amanzi ngigeza ubuso bami fast. Mangivula amehlo, there was a guy that was standing by the door, and mind you, this is a woman's bathroom. He comes in, angibamba la. I say him, you're so beautiful. Ngithi mina thank you. Ngishitshela ukuthi nasi sisheli, you understand, songibhora. Athi so beautiful. Ngithi thank you. Athi but khona le ntho eklamela ngikho ukubutsa yona, and I don't know utlo inkabi yang. Kere, what is that? Ematlapini aba allow my guy kuma girls. I'm a girls kuma guy. And ngangise blue room. Ba strict lapha, but that 5 minutes angazi kwayenzakalani. That's okay. Unalibadini. And kamelo ulo thwasa. Nako ya hao ifedile. Ha o bone gore wena ha o sa phele. Batho ha ba sa o bone. O fetule ntwe wena o sa itse. Go etsahalang ka wena. This is not you. So as we are having this conversation, mina angimbhekanga la. Ngimbheke esipilini. Ngimphendule ngithi no, I didn't know about that. Ari nako ifedile. Ari nako ifedile. So esipilini usamile la uguy, but ngithe mangithi sengibona sengisa amakwekwe amantombazana engenayo. Mongena amantombazana lawo, mangibheke ehlombe. Nobody, no one was there. Literally no one. Ngaphuma kuleyo toilet, ngathi nayi lento engayifuni vele ema toilet. Ngaphuma ngo500, ngatshela lo muntu engihamba naye ukuthi ngiphethwe yisisu. Wathi no uzoshibiliza la ema bathroom. Ngathi I can't. I'm going back to the flat. Ngayolala. That was the last day I was seen clubbing. Last seen that day. I came back. Ngazibuza ngithi, what did I see? What did I witness? Kwenzakalani ngam? I segue sekusondela isikhathi sama exam manje, and I could see ukuthi izinto were just, I'm getting out of control. Bengasekho right nami, but by God's grace, ngihambe ngekhaya, carry on with things, come back and try to write my exams. How? Mangithi ngiyabhala exam yami. Gabon, basinikeza ama paper. Good morning, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. They give us the papers. Iphepha lifika kimi libhaliwe, so ukuthi question what exam what. Isikhathi basibeke ukuthi no exam iyaqala ngesikhathi siso. Mayiqala exam, ngithi ngithatha iball pen ngibhale. Mangithi ngibheka iphepha, amagama literally awekho. Ngiphakamisa iphepha, ngiphakamisa isandla. Invigilator, she comes. How can I help you, Michelle? I'm like, no, I don't see any words on the paper. You gave me an empty paper. And she's like, no, but I gave you And she's like, no, I gave me another paper because this one I can't see it. Anginikezele iphepha. Thatha iphepha ngithi ngibe ngathi ngiyabhala question 1, question 2. Mangisenza question 3, blank paper. Mangibheka isikhathi chayile phelile exam room green. It went on 3 times, consecutive times, going into that exam room and walking with a walk of shame. I was disgraced, I was embarrassed, I was disappointed as into what is happening. Ngigibele taxi because ngangibhalela lapha eHotfield Arena in Pretoria. ngibele eTexini going back to Sunnyside ngizibuze ngiziphendula ukuthi kazi yozala inkomoni kanti angazi ukuthi yozala inkomo yahlaba. Oh my gosh. I am trying so hard to fit so much into one video, but we can only do so much. So I can promise you that I thought this was gonna be a 5-part series, but it is just expanding and expanding. I didn't know my journey was this long. So I'll be back again with a part 5 on this story of mine, of my spiritual journey. Gosh, you know, I think the year between my varsity and me uhamba ngiyotwasa, it was a very draining time. I didn't realize it until now, you know. Reflecting just said made me realize that kuningi kwayenzakala. If you can really check, you know, from me leaving home, my life was just a mess. You could generally see ukuthi Idlozi was retaliating and fighting for its throne and was fighting for me, and me also ukuba nenkani. That also resulted in me having such a mixed up life. My life was just toxic. That is just what I can put for you. It was toxic. I was trying so hard to be someone, to be seen, but nothing was happening. Gangimubi gishongfagi week. I would go out sometimes with a group of girls that would be seen. Ngangashela nokushela mina. Don't even think twice about it. Ngangabona. You know, masufikele isichitho sedlozi. There's nothing and nobody can do. That is why I say to people, no amount of ibuju, no amount of cleansings can sort that out for you. It is either uyavuma noma awuvumi. And umuvuma, accepting that ukuthi awuvumi means your life is gonna be one mixed up journey. I'm learning from myself. I am learning from reiterating. Yay! It was a long journey. It was a long journey, but it was eventful. So I will see you when we come back for part 5. I honestly didn't expect this, and we're not even done yet because part 5 sisaqhubeka, part 6 sisaqhubeka. So I'm just hoping ge ngomusa maybe part 7 is the last. But angas sizobona khona. But thank you so much for coming through to view this video. I really appreciate you on being part of this channel. We are one big, beautiful and spiritual family. I will definitely see you very soon. From me, the advocate of Idlozi, Ogogo, unkomo yahlaba. This is not goodbye, but a thokozani, lisedi, khanya, and a wamaku. I will see you later.